Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday. Today, the secret to maximizing your cane training. And this is going to be particularly useful when you don't, for those of you that don't have a training partner. But listen, before we get into any of that, a warm welcome from sunny Miami, especially those of you who are here for the first time. Two things you want to do is, if you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. You have two free resources. The first one is the no cost cane clarity call. Have you done that yet? You're watching every week, but we haven't communicated. And why do you want to do that? Because it's an opportunity for you to have all your questions answered regarding anything having to do with the cane. Conversation about cane, but how do I get cane trained? Any question you have gets answered there, so you'll be taking notes and you're going to walk out with an actual blueprint that you can put into action and make things happen, because just watching this every single week, as much as we appreciate it and we love your enthusiasm, is not going to get you where you want to go. You have to take action. Go ahead and text the letter CCC to 305-745-7839, and we will actually dedicate time just to listen to you there. And then the second free resource is, you're on Facebook. Look for the CaneFlow group and go ahead and look at the description below. There's the link and request entry. They will let you right in. So what is the secret to maximizing your cane training? And it's twofold. The first one is understanding that in CaneFlow, the cane is not just used as a tool to defend again, or for offensive moves, or for hitting a bag, or for, hey, I'm training with a partner, throw a punch, and this is how I'm going to respond. But the tool itself is used as a kinesthetic device to take your training to another level and start ingraining things in the neuromuscular system, and it just opens a different world of possibility. The thing about it is that it has its own language, and you're gonna need the method to have you navigate through that and really bring meaning to the movement. So I'm gonna give you two visual representations of that. So if you're handling, you see caners, ACSD caners doing things like that. If I take just that last portion of it, and you see something that's coming like this, in ACSD, it's known as a shoulder draw. This is known as a shoulder draw. If you just fling it over and catch it, it's known as either a loop or a draw, depending on how, if you're still making contact with the body or not. But let's break that down slowly. If you look at something like this that then comes out, and you look at this positioning, you're not going to do it any other way. You're not going to do it like this. There's something very much about that. If you go to the rules and you think and you say, well, the cane teaches the empty hand. So you know that in these movements, they're all designed. They're not just random or by chance, and we're just doing things that feel and look good, but they teach lessons, this movement here this way. So let me just give you a visual of that. This one in particular, notice where she's at, and she's coming from behind. Oh, there's her punch. If you look at, right, this is the kinesthetics. This is making contact with me. This is putting my hand in a particular position. This is locking this arm. I have to go up to intercept that. And the movement now, right, serves me. There's an application there to something like this. There's a movement. There's other stuff going on with the feet that is beyond the scope. But I think you get the idea that when you're seeing these movements, unless you know the alphabet, unless you know how to read it, and it has punctuation, right, just like grammar, then you might just look at it and see it as movement. And that's okay, because it was designed to be that way. It's not designed so that if somebody's looking at it, they say, boy, look at that guy. That guy wants to take somebody's head off with a cane. It was never intended to do that. Think about that and the relevance of that in today's world. I'll give you something real easy to do, and you may have seen some of this before, but here the cane is in my wrist. And when you're handling at this level, I have to have the ability to take that cane and take it from anywhere on my forearm into my grip. Okay, and you may have seen this, so that maybe if you're at an ATM or you're somewhere and you just need that cane into your hand. Did you see the movement, how I just get it there? So you have a lot of this. You'll see a lot of this stuff in ACSD. So I want to show you something real quick, and we can do it from here, from this side. so that they can see if I'm here with the cane and she wants to take that cane. A good portion of the concern for caners is, especially, hey, what if this younger, faster, stronger individual is coming to take that cane? Now, I don't have a grip on the cane. When I come here and she goes to take that, if I just do, go ahead and pull, there's a positioning, pull hard, right? And there's a positioning there that I do with my hand when I spread that hand that just locks it in. She's gonna have a hard time. Nobody comes to take your cane by pushing, yet if she goes to push, and I know what I'm doing, it's still not gonna be real easy, and I got that other hand right. She's gonna have to do this. Take a look. She's gonna have to put her hand there, take that cane out, and of course, once she's connected to me, then I need another a different skill set when you do that. But I wanna show you this in particular, this movement and the intention of coming in here. Watch this. So if you put it in the context and you remember the rules, you say, well, the cane, he says the cane teaches the empty hand. That's how it was put together from the onset. And you have something where you're being grabbed. It's showing you the position of the hand. Now, this is the exact same position that locked the cane in place. And she was trying to do it and she couldn't get it out of there. But another interesting thing, and you can do this with a training partner, when she grabs that hand and you do this and you open that hand becomes bigger. It becomes thicker. It starts weakening that grip. And now what interests me is not just the locking mechanism, but see the spiral and the rotating towards the head and how it starts locking everything up. And some of you got to get out of this thinking, because I can hear you thinking, well, we don't get attacked like that, where it's a wrist, and you're still in that mentality. You'll understand that there are curriculums. For instance, we have it in CaneFlow, but in SV, a lot of the wrist stuff has to come because they had to do with dealing against weapon, or you had a weapon. If a coach then explains to you that it's not just about this, it's teaching you that when she grabs you here, goes to choke you or do anything, and this is coming, and you do something here, it's the same spiraling, grab my wrist, and it throws off the biomechanics. You don't have to be real big or strong. Notice I'm not staying here, but there's a slight movement off to the side. It has this that begins spiraling that a way to throw off the biomechanics. And that's the kinesthetics start going. Why? Because it's moving you in that direction. Look at the positioning of the wrist. May I? Here, look at the positioning of the wrist itself, right? When you're here, just how it turns, you're gonna turn to the inside. And boy, that creates that lock. So she's gonna throw the strike there. Oh, the lock, right, throws off the biomechanics. So we gotta get away from the linear thinking and understand that ACSD CaneFlow, it has its own vocabulary. It's a different language, and it requires study. It requires training. So how do you start? Where do you start? You have a step-by-step curriculum. And this is the only place in the world, right? Because I'm the one who put this together many years ago. This is the only place you can study it and learn it. And it's with the headquarters and with ACSD certified coaches. But again, before you do any of that, what you want to do, and you can learn it right in the comfort of home, and you don't need a training partner, and it's just a real treat. But the first thing I want to do is make sure that it's a good fit, and I want you to get what you want. And the way to do that is it all begins with that conversation. Text the letter CCC to 305-745-7839. If nothing else, you're going to walk out of there a more educated caner. Okay? I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense and CaneFlow. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.